Hey guys, it's Katie. Thanks for stopping by my channel and welcome back to Cookie Week. Every day this week I'm going to be posting a new cookie recipe video all week long, and today I'm going to make Piña Colada sandwich cookies. This is a vegan recipe. I got it from the cookbook called Very Vegan Christmas Cookies. I can link where you can find that in the description below. I'll also put the recipe amounts or the ingredient amounts in the description box below if you want to follow along. And so this cookie is just a coconut cookie, and sandwiched in between is some pineapple buttercream. And a lot of pineapple cookies or piña colada cookies, they call for canned pineapple, and I do have a pineapple cookie recipe on my channel already if you want to see that. But this one I thought it was pretty interesting because it has chopped up dried pineapple mixed in with the filling. So I wanted to give it a try. So first we're going to make the cookie dough. I'll point you down at the counter and we'll see how that comes together. So I'm going to start by toasting the coconut, and I'm going to half this recipe. So I'll put the full ingredient amounts in the description, but I'm just going to try half for now. It says it makes 4 dozen cookies, and these are sandwich cookies, so I'm assuming that means 4 dozen completed cookies. There's breaking up some clumps there, and I'm going to get this into an oven. It says a 325 degree oven. It says 10 to 12 minutes. I'm just going to keep an eye on it. Alright, so while that's toasting, I'm going to go ahead and mix up the dough. And I'm using Country Crock plant butter, or whatever, dairy-free or vegan margarine, or whatever butter you want to use. That's what I use. I'm going to add some sugar, and the recipe doesn't call for very much sugar, but there's sweetened coconut, so maybe that's where the extra sugar comes from. So we'll beat that together until it's light and fluffy. Okay, I'm going to add some rum extract, and the recipe gives suggestions. If you don't have or don't want to use rum extract, you can use vanilla or almond. And while I have this stopped, I'll go ahead and scrape it down. Going to add the flour and the salt. Okay, and get that all incorporated. Okay, so it took a little work to come together. But it does come together. So I'm going to set that aside. We'll add the coconut to that as soon as it comes out and cools. Okay, so the coconut toasted in a lot less than 10 minutes. This was only about 4 minutes, and it probably could go a little bit more, but I'm afraid of missing the mark, you know what I mean? So I think I'm going to stop here. I'm going to let it cool before I mix it in with the dough. I'm going to put the coconut in with the cookie dough. And then I'm just going to beat that to mix that in. All right. All right, I'm going to put this on some wax paper now. And it says roll it into a log that's 2.5 inches in diameter. Now, smush it like Play-Doh, I guess. So that's what it looks like. I really like the little flecks of coconut. It's really pretty. I guess that's about 2.5 inches. And it's sort of soft right now. But we will put this, it says to refrigerate for 2 hours up to 2 days. So we'll probably come back to this tomorrow and continue the recipe. Okay, so our log of dough is chilled, and I'm gonna try to roll it a little bit smoother now that it's firmer, because it sort of flattened out a little bit when it was sitting in the refrigerator. So we have a flat bottom, so I'm going to try to round that just a little bit. I don't know if it's going to make that big of a difference in the end. And then I'm going to go ahead and slice 1/4-inch slices. The first one's probably going to be a little difficult. It says to use a serrated knife. I can't imagine that that would be the right thing to use. Well, I'm gonna try a couple different knives to see which one works the best. Yeah, I think a straight blade is gonna work best. And then I'm just gonna reform a circle shape. I wonder if these would have been better to do as drop cookies and let them flatten out. Alright, so we're trying to do a 1/4 inch, and I'm not using the serrated knife, but I am doing sort of a sawing motion and then just kind of rounding it out. A big chunk is missing, so I'm just going to replace that. Okay, and it calls for dipping it in like coarse sugar. I'm just going to go ahead and use regular granulated sugar, or at least on a few, just to see if I like the look of it. I'm just going to take some and roll them into balls, because this is a bit more fiddly than other refrigerator cookies I've tried in the past. I'm going to just flatten it with a glass here and see if we get something that looks pretty close to the sliced ones. Yeah, that actually looks nicer and it's a lot easier. It's just when you hit the coconut, it kind of makes everything go sideways. Roll it in sugar before I press it too. Okay, so while those are baking, I'm going to go ahead and mix up the frosting. So I just have some more vegan margarine here. And they have it used in a hand mixer, but I'm going to see if I can do this by hand since it's just a small amount. And I'm going to eyeball this. Just some butter, some powdered sugar, and then the recipe calls for a little bit of dark rum. Just need the tiniest little dribble. gonna make a mess, I'm gonna make a mess. Okay. Okay, that's what we look like right now. And next I'm going to stir in just a little bit of chopped up dried pineapple. So I got this kind of dried pineapple. I also have some without any sugar or anything added that I've dehydrated myself, but this is what I'm going to go for. Almost like a little piece of candy in the frosting. And I think I'm going to chop it pretty finely so that it mixes in with the frosting. Okay, so about like that. And I'm not even sure how much I'm going to add since I'm kind of eyeballing this. So I'll go ahead and add it all. I think that's about as much as the whole recipe calls for, and this is just a portion of the recipe, so I'm going pretty heavy on the pineapple in the frosting, but that's the part of the cookie that really intrigued me, so let's see. We'll see if the gamble pays off. Okay, and the cookies are done in the oven. Okay, they look like that coming out. Not brown. I think these are going to be more like a shortbread. Okay, so these ones here were rolled in balls, rolled in sugar and flattened with a glass. These ones were sliced and just minimally like shaped back into a shape. These ones were balls that I think I did not dip in sugar and I flattened. Here's some more slices. And then these ones were slices that I very significantly had to reshape. And these ones all were dipped in sugar after shaping. So I don't know if you can get an idea of how it looks. I think I like just the slice. It's just very difficult and fiddly to do. But yeah, I think the slice, it gives you a nice like even thickness, whereas when you flatten the balls, they kind of, you know, and it's hard to get it a thickness, you know what I'm saying? But I think any of them would be fine for a sandwich. I just wish it was a little easier to slice, and even you can see how some of the coconut got dragged through the dough. It just catches the knife as it goes through. Okay, so we're ready to assemble. And I got 2 cookies that are the same, some frosting. I don't think it's super important to get it to the edges, as long as it's in there, because when we put the lid on, I guess you can look and see which side is the prettiest side to be the outside. Once you put the lid on, you kind of squish it, and it will go to the edges. That's one. Do another one. These are pretty fragile cookies, and I probably put too much pineapple in the frosting. So to smash them down, you want to kind of be gentle. Okay, so that's how they turned out. It's not much to look at, but we'll see how it tastes. I'm actually just gonna have a little bit. See what it looks like inside. See big chunks of the pineapple. All right, actually need a piece smaller than that. Try this one. That's really good. The cookie itself is like a shortbread, and then the filling is really rich and creamy, so It's a good contrast, and I think most sandwich cookies are either like chewy cookies or crunchy cookies. So this kind of crumbly, sandy cookie is really good. It's a good contrast, and I really like the rum in it. A lot of times Piña Colada flavor things, they have the coconut and they have the pineapple, but they don't often have the rum unless you're having a cocktail. But I think the rum really sets it off, and it makes it a little festive. I have another rum cookie recipe, or rum ball recipe, that I think is really festive for the holidays, and I already made that video and I'll link it down below, but I really like these. I really didn't think I was gonna like them that much. I like them a lot. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, you can give my video a thumbs up. Leave me some comments, let me know if you would make this, or if you have made this, how it turned out for you. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!